Traveling will change in case the airports start operating next time. But what will change for a passenger, a common passenger who arrives at the airport? A lot would have changed. I'm here at Nethaji Subhash Chandra International Terminal, a terminal that has a traffic of around 75,000 passengers per day. How will they handle it? Well, there will be a dip in the passengers, but the challenges are galore. Here, the first step that would be followed is the spraying of disinfectant on the luggage that every person enters with. Next would be use of sanitizers on your hands as you enter this. But that's not all. There will be a further checks also at the entrance. Any entrance will have a distance maintaining as well as the temperature check of any person who enters at the airport. Allowing after this, what next? Tickets and ID cards that you will have to keep handy. And how do you do that? Without even getting in touch with the CISF, this is the next process that will be followed. That means there will be a machine that will be used as a scanner here. The scanning machine will take your ID cards. You will also have to, I've been asked to open the mask also so that they know that this is the same person that is showing in the ID card. And with that, as I show my ID card and I also remove the mask to ensure and confirm to the CISF officials that this is the same passenger who has the ticket and the ID card who will be entering the airport. Post this, there will be a lot of maintenance and a lot of process that you will have to follow every time. As soon as you walk up to the kiosk, there will be no manual contact at all. That means that every person who walks into the airport will be there at a counter. Someone from the airlines will be deployed at the counter with these marks being made on the entire stretch. That means that any person who comes, he has to stand in a queue at this distance and then walk up to these counters. Walking up to these counters means not touching them, showing your mobile phone or your ticket with your ID card, and then collecting the ticket. So any person who is operating the kiosk will be only one person identified from the airline. This also simplifies the process of reducing the touch of surface as well as ensuring that least number of people touch the screen also. Post this, that's not all. The collection of the boarding pass will then ensure that you move up to the next counter. These counters are the ones which will have again maintenance of social distancing here. That means that there will be a distance of at every counter as soon as you walk in. Every passenger, there will be a spacing that has to be maintained, and the person sitting on the other side of the counter will also not have any contact. That means as soon as you walk up to the counter, there will be a screen like this that would have been made by then, with only one of the two counters operating to ensure that the social distancing norm is not flouted. As you show the ID card, you show your ticket, you collect, you just drop in your luggage. Now here's an interesting point. What happens to the luggage tag? The baggages will be tagged by the passengers themselves. That means the baggage that will be brought in, you will also get your baggage tag with the ticket as soon as you take it from the kiosk, and that's when you walk in, you tag your bag and you leave it. That is the process that will be followed to ensure that there is least possible surface interference or surface and touch of any kind that is reduced to the maximum possible level for now. In an attempt to ensure that there is an absolute contactless procedure that is followed at the Kolkata airport, for that matter, almost at every airport across the country, the government of India has stressed a lot upon digitization. Now this also means that if a passenger comes in after collecting his boarding pass, he will have to show it from a certain distance to the CISF official and then walk in further. After giving a go ahead, he will be allowed to go in, and for that matter, as soon as he walks into the lane that has been made absolutely for this purpose to walk up to the security hold area, there is of course a maintenance of ensuring an absolute foolproof process here too. Washing of hands with these automated machines to ensure that every hand that enters, every person that enters is getting a 20-second time to automatically sanitize the hands using these machines. The maintenance of social distancing is specially done even in the entire area. That means every passenger who walks in will be standing here at these certain distances that have been made in a specified way. Even the person who's keeping his entire personal belongings in the tray will have to ensure that it is an absolute contactless process here too. Once the entire belongings are kept in the tray and it goes through this machine, none of the CISF officials will touch it until and unless it is considered to be of any cause of concern. As soon as you walk through these metallic detectors, there would be a next operation. That means every person will be frisked, but with a difference. The earlier machines were something like this, which did not have an extended rod or anything attached to it. Now this also means that any person who comes in will have to go through this sanitization. After that will come here and will be screened also. After checking the boarding passes, the CISF officials wearing a complete PPE gear will ensure that there is no direct face-to-face contact of the officials with the passenger who walks in. This will be the new process of being screened, frisked and of course checked also. That means the person will be asked to face in an opposite direction and then get checked. This is not just mandatory but also to ensure that every person who walks in is following these kind of norms. So what happens when you enter the security hold area? This too has changed. That means the shops and the stores will not be open. Only those who have prepared food will be allowed to open the stores and be operational. Tea, coffee will be available. However, a lot of things will not be available at the airport. Basic supplies are being kept in mind, and with that, this will be the new way of social distancing. The area which has a basic, the gates that will open for the departure will be the one that will be given access to, and that is where the passengers will have to sit. That means you cannot walk around the entire airport. The seats will have these kind of red tapes that have been made up on all the chairs to ensure that no one is sitting next to each other. That also means that bags or any belongings are not kept here inside. For any food that you want to have, you will have to buy it only for the area and the stores that are open in the surroundings and are accessible to a passenger. That means the next time you walk into the airport, you will not have the freedom of going around the airport. Of course, not just visiting the stores, most of them not open, but also ensuring that the social distancing is monitored and followed in letter and spirit too. With camera person Tapas Berry, this is Manogya Loiwal in Kolkata for India.